Hey guys, today I wanted to talk to you about improvisation, so I hope you don't mind that this video is going to be a little bit improvised. And also I have extreme allergies these days, and just now I had like a crazy half an hour or an hour where I couldn't stop sneezing and all my face is swollen, so apologize my nasal sounding voice. But in this video we're going to focus on improvisation. Music improvisation in particular. What I've noticed about improvisation throughout my teaching and coaching career is that musicians or people who went through some sort of classical training or theoretical musical training tend to think that improvisation is something that you need to study first, you need to master the theory and you need to learn the scales before you can actually do it. And there is some truth to that, of course. But what I found keeps these people stuck is that even though they might learn the scales and they practice their chops and they have perfect technique, improvisation itself is a slightly different skill. It's a skill of the courage to keep going even though you don't know whether the result is going to be good or bad. And there's more to it, I'm going to explain in a second, but it has to do with perfectionism. This wandering into unknown, becoming a bit vulnerable and not judging the sound that you're producing, because we've been trained that we need to study for a long time, then pick up an instrument, and if someone's listening to us, we need to be perfect. Or even if someone isn't listening to us, even when we're practicing, whenever we make a mistake, there's instant judgment. Oh, that sounds horrible. I sound horrible. So I want to dispel this myth today in this video and show you that improvisation as a separate skill is slightly about something else. As I already foreshadowed, it's this courage to keep going, to move with that creative flow, without judgment, without trying to sound good, without trying to be perfect. So I'm going to just pick up this kalimba. I'm going to start creating sound on it. I'm not even think about it as playing, I'm going to just think of it as making sound. And the point is to just let my fingers, hands, my ears and imagination to go a bit wild and just ease into it, express myself. Maybe I'll swap the instrument even throughout. We'll see. I'll leave it there. It's just a short, simple example of what improvisation can be like. You simply need to let yourself go, let yourself be free, and just let the sound out. Probably the closest instrument we have is our voice, our vocal cords. So you can start with just humming, start creating melodies. Basically think of it sort of as a breath exercise, breathing exercise, you know? I start with. But then instead of just simply exhaling, I exhale on a pitch. And then I start moving the pitch. I'm not trying to sound nice, nor do I can sound nice with the blocked nose and everything. But the key here is the expression. And this is how you practice improvisation. This is how you practice the raw skill of improvising. What's going to probably happen to you is that you start judging yourself. You'll start thinking, oh, this doesn't make any sense. I sound horrible. Why am I even doing this? Oh, what if someone else hears me? What you want to do with this, you just want to notice them and push through and develop this habit of just making sound, whether it's on your instrument or your voice. Let's try a different one now. I have this hulus, instrument. I got this from my wife's parents as a gift when I first met them. Again, I'm just going to make some sound for a while. I'm myself noticing a lot of thoughts along the lines of, oh, someone's going to watch this video on YouTube, what are they going to think, that I've gone crazy? But that's kind of the point. When you're improvising, you just want to let go of any notions of what a good note means, what perfection is. Now, you might be asking, what if I want to improvise with someone else, with a band, in a certain style? That's a legitimate point, and here you need to know a little bit of rules, right? You need to know some scales, how harmony works and things like that. You need to learn the language so you can speak to other musicians. And genres, in this analogy, are a little bit like dialects. If I play jazz, I'm going to be speaking in a slightly different language than if I play blues or pop. So I want you to think of these two things as separate skills. The grammar, the language, think of it more of as a muscle memory. So if I'm learning a scale, let's say this major scale, I'm simply teaching my fingers where to go, how to make the sound clean, how to move between the notes by repetition, and I'm developing a habit, developing a muscle memory. As I'm doing that, I'm also teaching my ears at the same time what it sounds like when I press here and play here. To internalize this even further, I would recommend to vocalize. All of this is just developing a connection between different muscle groups and developing, again, simply muscle memory. So then when you grab the instrument, your fingers naturally go into those places where you trained them. So if I now wanted to improvise on the ukulele, I'm not thinking of the scale first. I'm going to just let myself go whenever the fingers want to go. But chances are, since I've practiced the scale, the fingers will be inclined to go there. But I'm going there not because of its objective correctness in terms of improvising. I'm going there because I train my muscles to move like that on the instrument, but I'm still approaching it from the perspective of letting go, flowing, creating on spot, being vulnerable, not being worried about perfection or making a mistake. But because I practiced this already, I can now sound like playing in a major scale. So hope this helps you to understand that improvisation is not about the scales in the first place. It's about that motion and letting go of perfection. I recommend, if you want to get started, start with your voice or with something without notes, rhythmical, like a drum, djembe, cajon. You can start getting into a habit of flowing with the music no matter what's happening. I also know that a lot of the anxiety comes when you play with other people because you want to kind of show off what you learned. But if you practice this, you learn to just kind of connect with the sound that's happening within the band or within the ensemble, and without overthinking whether you look good, whether you play good or bad notes, or which scale you're currently in. So to summarize, try and separate learning a muscle memory from improvising, and practice improvisation as a separate skill away from practicing your muscles and the scales and the rules of the language you're trying to improvise in. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this second channel of mine. If you want to check out my main channel, the link is below. You can also download a free PDF in the description. It's called Musician's Limiting Beliefs Checklist, that lists a lot of those common limiting beliefs that I've noticed throughout my coaching and teaching career. Have fun with it. Have fun with music. Improvise. Enjoy. And see you in the next video.